Time, affection, and attention. That's what we're going to be talking about in this video, and how this Coach V framework of time, affection, and attention can better your relationships, progress your relationships, and take your relationships, both personal and business, to a whole nother level. That's what we're talking about on this video. Time, affection, and attention. Let's go. Here is a quote for you to write down so that you can now start to put on the forefront of your mind really the spirit of what this video on time, affection, and attention is all about. And this Coach V quote says, "There's money in the transaction, but the wealth is in the relationships." Write that down one more time. Write it down. And I'm going to go over it one more time. There's money in the transaction, but the wealth is in the relationships. And people are talking about making sure that there is a work-life balance in their life. But they fail to understand or have a method or a framework like this to be able to now write down and strategize by applying time with those you love and those that you want to nurture and grow your relationships. Time, then affection, showing them affection, which is now going to be critical that you show that affection in terms of the love language or the care language or the appreciation language that either the person in your family or in your professional relationship can see and understand that you really do care about them. And then attention is this focus where, again, we are so distracted and so easily. I myself, I'm the same. But what I do now is put away my cell phone and other things, in which case we will be talking about this entire framework, 3 aspects, time, affection, and attention, in this entire video. But to get back again to the quote of the video, there's money in the transaction, but the wealth is the relationships. So if we just feel that we use our relationships in terms of transactional, usually called tit for tat, you give me this, I give you that. Well, once it is that you and me show in terms of time, affection, and attention that we care for people, I really feel, and I have experienced, that now the dynamics change in that relationship. They better. Now you operate on a different level of consideration and also love and really prioritizing your time because you want that relationships, both personal and professional, both personal and business, to grow. And to do that, I start first and foremost with the quote, there's money in the transaction, but the wealth is in the relationships. And then now time. You, me, and we can really tell what are the most important aspects of our life if we trace 2 things, time and money. Where do we apply our time and where do we apply our cheddar will reflect what we love, what we want to do, what we're trying to do, where we eat. Look at that. And the places it is that you frequent and the things it is that you're doing with your time and where you're investing your money outside of the mortgage, car payment, insurance, and the daily utility bills and the monthly utility bills, that you're paying. Look at what you're doing with the extra money and the extra time it is that you have. The time it is that now you get to choose because you're not at work or you're not spending that money somewhere else. Where do you spend and invest that time? So to grow any relationship, whether it's with your children or with a spouse or with an employee that you're trying to develop, when you now design the time to be able to be with them, and make sure that you design these times in terms of family times in your calendar. So when you're looking at a calendar in December and you're starting to fill out what's coming ahead, then what you do is you start with December and you go, okay, where are we having Christmas? What are we doing in Thanksgiving? What are we doing for Labor Day in September? Or is that Memorial Day? I always get those mixed up, but I believe it's Labor Day. And then you go into the summer. What am I doing in the summer? What are we doing for trips when the kids are off of school? So when you design your time that way, what are we doing for the birthdays? What are we doing for anniversaries? What are we doing for the 4th of July? What are we doing for Memorial Day? What are we doing for Easter? What are we doing for Valentine's? If you can get that on the schedule, not only will you be able to reflect a time that you are now investing in designing in terms of the people that are most important to you, you will create this sense of work-life balance because of the fact that the time is already designed in your calendar to be with the people that you value most. To me, that's family. Then now, when is the other times that I need professionally to be with particular partners or people that I am collaborating with in worldwide projects, whether that be in Australia, Idaho, the Idaho market, because I've been there in my past, and then also the Hawaii market where I'm running all of these different conferences worldwide and personal and professional development seminars and conferences coming up in 2021. And then I now design that in terms of my projects. So if you want any relationship to grow, if you want to grow your talent, or if you want to grow your projects or grow a certain skill set or hobby or bettering yourself, apply time by designing that time. That's what TAA stands for, time. The first T stands for time in terms of bettering and progression your relationship or your talent or whatever it is that you want to grow in terms of your relationship with a project or a talent or a gift. You apply time and design time for that, it will progress. It will get better. And then you will feel that work-life balance, the sense of it. Because when you look down on the calendar, you're still going to be working a lot. You're still going to be doing a lot of things a lot. But that you took the time it is that you did have of your free time, of the time that you're not sleeping, working, or doing something for yourself in terms of bettering your personal health, that you are now getting better in terms of your relationships because you've designed the time and you executed on being together with that, whatever it is that you're applying that time to. Next is this affection. How do you show affection, and why and how do the people it is that you want to grow that relationship understand that affection means you appreciate them, that you show them an affection in terms of spending time with them and doing what they love? My kids, when they were very young, right now they're 11 and 8. When they were very young, every time I came home from speaking somewhere all over the planet, they would just be so grateful and they felt like, oh, daddy bought me a, or I would come home and walk in the door and they knew that daddy was coming home with something for them, an item, a teddy bear, or a plane, a toy plane for my son, or some candies or something that was specific to that general geographic area that showed I was thinking of them. And though I was not with them, that I came back with something to say, hey, I love you, an item. And it's not all about these material gifts, but it does matter. However small or however big. Diamond rings, that shows a lot of affections with a lot of carats, but also a date with the spouse. Bringing them home something it is that they love from a different region across the world, and finding out what that love language is so that you can give that to them and show them, hey, I care about you. Sometimes it's time, doing what it is that they love to do, sitting down and just listening to them. And that shows that you really care. Find out the love language or the affection language it is that you want to grow a relationship with that person. What is it that they value? What do they love? How would they know that you love them? Ask them if you don't know, because then you can communicate and find out what that is so you can operate on that level of affection. But just buying flowers for the wifey, my wife buying me a round of golf, or being around me and cooking me what I love and I cooking her what she loves, waking up even though my wife wakes up at 5:30 in the morning and I have no appointments until 9 or coaching calls until 9. I still get up every single morning with my wife. And then I also don't get up because she loves to be able to sleep in a little bit. And then I don't move and get out of bed until she does on her days off. That just shows a certain appreciation and affection for that person. And lastly now is this attention. If you want to show people and progress a relationship, Say less and just pay attention. Focus. Give them your undivided time and attention so that they know that they are important, that what they're doing and what they're saying has value. When you go to a game or attend an event that is something that a person you love, pay attention. Put down these things that are one of the most distractive mechanisms is our phone, for one. Then when conversing with them, listen more than talk. If they ask a question, answer it. If you feel as a parent that you have to say something, say it. But the more we listen, the more these people feel that they can trust us. Whether it's our kids, spouse, an employee that works with us or for us, these three aspects are game changing, and the dynamics progress when putting in this framework and applying it all over our relationships is time, affection, and attention. Rub those three aspects all over generously on the relationships it is that you want to grow in your life, and watch them grow and succeed and hit the goals and the achievement that you're wishing for those relationships to hit. If you like this video, please smash that like button. Subscribe and comment and let me know your thoughts on this video and what you would add to the content so that everybody that would be looking at the comments, as well as myself, could gain value from that. I appreciate you so much for always watching these videos. I will see you on the next one. Until then, work to be your best and live your best life. One love, mad respect, and live it. Your boy, Coach V. Peace.